Greetings, folks. I'm a humble storyteller with a spine-chilling tale to share. This tale begins about 10 years ago in a military housing where I resided. The catalyst of the eerie occurrences was a box, a unique artifact from Kashan in Iran, a city renowned for its exquisite craftsmanship. Inside this box resided a little magician, a peculiar entity that laughed and illuminated its eyes every time the box was opened. One night the magician's laughter echoed through the stillness, rousing me from my slumber. As I woke, only the glow of the magician's eyes remained, casting an eerie light into the room. I closed the box, the laughter ceasing abruptly, leaving an unsettling silence. As I passed the kitchen, heading towards the bathroom, I froze. Two shadowy figures stood there, their long black hair cascading down. Their presence was chilling, a sight that froze me in my tracks. Chilled to the bone, I retreated to my bed, the echoes of the magician's laughter still ringing in my ears. Little did I know that was just the beginning of a series of inexplicable events. I was soon to discover that the eerie laughter from the box was the least of my worries. The real torment was yet to come. There was this one time when I was riding my motorcycle back home. The wind was howling, the night was dark, and the road was deserted. Just when I thought I could enjoy a peaceful ride, I heard a whisper. It was so close, so menacing, it felt like the whisperer was clinging to my back. Startled, I almost lost control of the motorcycle. I quickly regained my balance, hugging myself tightly. But there was nothing there. I tried to brush it off, attributing the whisper to my imagination, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Then, there was another incident a few days later when I was sound asleep. Out of nowhere I felt a sharp sting on my face, strong enough to wake me from my deep slumber. I touched my face and felt something wet. Turning on the lights, I was horrified to see blood oozing from my face. I called out to my mother, and both of us were shocked to see that things around us had shifted. The moon outside the window had moved to an odd position, the paintings on the wall were crooked, and the photo frames were tilted. It was as if someone or something had been in the room, moving things around. The fear was escalating, and I could not stay in the house any longer. I decided to leave and sought refuge at a friend's place. I confided in him about the incidents, and he suggested that a malevolent spirit might be tormenting me. He tried to assure me that these spirits couldn't harm me, but his words did little to quell my fear. My friend's assurance did little to quell my fear, as the unseen torment continued. I was living on the edge, dreading the next encounter with the unseen tormentor, the evil twin that was haunting me. The incidents became more frequent, and I knew I had to confront this unseen entity. It started subtly, with the flickering of lights, the creaking of doors. I remember standing alone in the darkness, my voice echoing through the empty house, demanding answers, pleading for peace. But the only response was the chilling laughter of the magician from the box, a sound that had long since turned from whimsical to malevolent. In my desperation, I sought help from an individual who claimed to have the gift of sight, someone who could see the spirits that lurked in the shadows. The moment I walked into his office, he recoiled, as if he could see the dark shadow that had been haunting me. His eyes widened as he warned me about the evil entity that had attached itself to me. "It feeds on fear," he told me, his voice barely above a whisper. "You mustn't let it see you scared." His words rang in my ears long after I had left his office. I knew then that I had to make a choice. I could let this entity, this evil twin of sorts, control my life, feeding off my fear, or I could stand tall, confront it, and refuse to be its victim. Despite everything, I chose to stand my ground, refusing to let fear control me. I wouldn't let this unseen tormentor have the satisfaction of seeing me cower. I was stronger than it, and I was ready to fight. The terror seemed to end when the whispers reached my wife, but thankfully nothing has happened since then. A sigh of relief followed as the haunting experiences receded into the shadows of the past. This ordeal, chilling as it was, taught me a profound lesson. Fear is a formidable foe, but courage is an even stronger ally. As we face our fears, we find the strength to overcome even the darkest of nights. Remember, it's the unseen forces that truly test our resolve.